young at heart. Soon we will be older. When we gonna make it work?
What school would you go to become a mother? There is no Parents 101, is there? At FIT-TV, we wonder why not. Knowledge in parenting is not something we're born with. It is primarily a learned experience over time. Parenting is a place where making mistakes is costly. My guests today are from the Mother Center, where women can connect, be educated, share, and support other mothers who want to be better at what the present and future might otherwise provide. I have with me as my guest Linda Lisi Juergens from, is it Lisi Juergens? Okay, yes. From the Executive Director, of NAMC, which is the National Association of Mother Center, and Catherine Wright, Membership Development Director from the National Association of Mother Center. As time changes, mothers and fathers, for that matter, shouldn't be standing still with our information. And if we need a resource, we should understand that times are changing. So how does the Mother Center approach the times that are changing for parents?
Well, as your child grows, you need to grow also in your parenting skills, because what works for a 2-year-old is not going to work for a 4-year-old, and what worked for your first 2-year-old may not work for your second 2-year-old, because they have different temperaments. So parenting is like a moving target. You know, it's not something that you just say, oh, I read the book and now I know what I'm doing. It changes constantly. And the issues change. From the 70s to now, it's a totally different world. Parents are afraid to let their children play unsupervised outside. Post 9/11, the anxiety about families not being near each other, what if something happens, how will we find each other? The internet, you can have a child in a bedroom and you're worried because they have access to the internet in their room, and a predator can reach out through their internet connection and harm them. So you can't even be safe feeling, well, my child's in their room, you know, you have to worry. So things have very much changed. And we, as the national organization, again, we tap into other national organizations that deal with and specialize in various issues that are very pertinent to today, and we can help the parents who participate in our program or just subscribe to our e-news, which we do online, to the up-to-date information about what's going on out there. There are campaigns about the influence the media has on your children. We've gotten involved in that. You know, how to protect your children from the internet. And so we share all of those kinds of things, and that's what our goal is as a national office, to keep track and keep up with those things.
We're also part of the Early Years Matter that addresses early childhood care and education. You know, there's a lot of pressure on parents, or parents are putting pressure on themselves to get their children ready academically before they even get into kindergarten. And the Early Years Matter helps parents to realize that play is such an important part of their early development, socially and developmentally. So things like that, we partner with these organizations so we can bring that to parents, so they understand how to make adolescence not such a fearful thing.
So we have a lot of recommendations and referrals from people who belong to centers, who have friends and relatives who want to know more about it. And our office provides information about how to start them. They are started by women in the community. They're not started by professionals. We don't have a SWAT team to go out and say, oh, let's go to, you know, Houston and start one. We respond to the interest that's out there. One of our projects called Mothers, it's all capital letters, focuses on the economic impact of being a caregiver. And one of the ways that caregivers kind of get it in the neck financially is that in the United States, in 26 states, it is not against the law during a job interview to ask if you are a mother, if you have children, or if you are married or single or divorced. And there was a very high-profile case of a woman who lived on Long Island. Her husband left her with the 2 children, and she was not able to maintain her home here because it was too expensive. And they had been vacationing in a certain area in Pennsylvania that she really liked. So she sold her home here, moved to that area, got a house that was more affordable, and had very, very good skills for office work, and was not able to get a job for, I believe, almost 2 years, because it is not illegal in Pennsylvania, as it is illegal in New York, to ask if she was married and if she had children. And when she said yes, she had children, and no, she was not married, some of the employers told her to her face, we do not hire single mothers because you're going to be out with your children, you're going to miss work, blah, blah, blah. And people from New York assume that it's a national law, but it isn't. It's a state-by-state law. So in New York, it is not legal to do that, but in 26 states, it is not illegal to do that. Also, there is an assumption that someone who has responsibilities outside of work someone is going to be a less productive employee, because they're going to need time off, they're going to, be distracted. And how many people in the United States now live in a family where there's a male worker who provides everything the family needs, and the mom is home to do all the other things? More than 50% of families in the United States do not fit that Ozzie and Harriet
Not anymore,
type.
Right.
So
Times
you
are
do
changing.
have, yes, you do have quite a few moms, and many of them have very little children. Not that teens need less supervision. We're finding out more and more they need more supervision often. So there is a construct in the business community that assumes that someone with caregiving responsibilities is just right off the bat going to be a less productive employee. And the research and the experience of businesses that offer flexibility in how people can get their work done say, without a shadow of a doubt, that they have, when they allow flexibility for someone who needs it and wants it, those employees are more productive, they're more loyal, they don't leave their jobs, so their turnover rate is very low. So the bottom line of the business is really benefiting.
Women understand when they've been out of the workforce for some time to focus on mothering, and they've decided now they can go back to work, how they can take the skills and the experience of being a mother and managing a household and put that on a resume to actually get a job. So a lot of women feel like, well, I've been out of the workforce, how can I get a job? I haven't been doing anything, but in fact they've been doing quite a bit. And
People hearing you now going, what the heck? But now I see what you're talking about, because the skills that you learn could be parlayed into some employment.
Organizational skills,
there's all kinds of things you have to do, sure.
Communication and interpersonal skills, dealing with the teachers. I mean,
Women are
there's
very
so
good
many.
about knowing when the kid has to be fed or when the bus is going to come, and getting ready for all those things.
Part of what they learn through the discussion groups is conflict resolution. So that doesn't just apply within the group. That actually is going to apply within the marriage, between the mother and their children, between the mother and teachers or whoever else they might have to deal with, coaches, what have you. So there is the communication skills really go a long way to helping them deal with any issues they may be having with any relationship, certainly including their marriage. When women join a mother center, they're taking a preventative step towards, they're taking a proactive step to keep the marriage strong, to keep the family strong, and a preventative step towards to divorce.
Look for your local mother center. Visit our website, and centers are started by parents in the community, so if you're interested, give us a call.
The website is www.motherscenter.org.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. Linda, Lisi Juergens, and Catherine Wright of the National Association of Mother Centers, the Mother Center. My name is Chris DiMaggio, and I thank you very much for watching FIT TV, and we'll see you again next week.